Hello and welcome to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Elisa Carballo, and we have excellent information for you coming right ahead. Mexico News Network is your #1 source for reliable information all on business and investments in the entire Americas. Stock markets, bonds, and corporate information all on Mexico. So why not browse through our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, our very own digital content platform. Now let's begin with today's main headline stories. During the very first months of 2016, Mexico positioned on the top destinations for luxury tourism, according to data from Virtuoso, a travel luxury agency recognized at a worldwide level. Mexico's Ministry of Tourism presented this report, stating that the nation leads the top 10 luxury destinations of the entire world, a listing selected by agencies and companies dedicated to sell services to this particular market niche. Now, the travel agency noted that Mexico has exotic destinations, warm climate, and a wide variety of places to visit, making it one of the favorite destinations for many tourists who want to escape their everyday routine or cold temperatures back at home. According to Virtuoso, one of the factors that influence Mexico's top position on the listing is its geographical location and proximity to the U.S. The Ministry of Tourism also announced that from January to November of the previous year, 2015, 7.5 million North American passengers arrived into the country, representing a 16.7% increase over the same period in 2014. Now, these figures show that 18% of Americans who traveled overseas actually made it to Mexico, representing the highest percentage in history, and is also proof of an uninterrupted increase in the share of this market of travelers into the nation. The Ministry of Tourism says that these figures are due to the improvements that have been made on air connectivity issues and the finance sector, and also the continuity of strategies to promote Mexico overseas. In other news, the 14th National Tourism Forum took place some days ago, where an analysis table entitled "A New Market Hispanic" was actually held. The main focus of the conversation revolved all around the potential of the Hispanic market living in the U.S. According to Francisco de la Torre Galindo, director of the Institute of Mexicans Abroad, Hispanics are a new market that represents a great opportunity to continue promoting tourism in Mexico. And now approximately 35 million Hispanics of Mexican origin currently living in the U.S. are the potential market that could visit Mexico. It's important to take advantage of those who, even though live in the U.S., are still very much connected to Mexico, since their roots and heritage are right here, so they can encounter with their origins through tourism. Rodrigo Esponda, Regional Director of North America of the Mexico Tourism Board, said that as of now, Mexico's creating a special campaign for the Hispanic U.S. market through spots inviting potential travelers to discover the great things the nation offers. This advertising strategy will be launched on television, magazines, digital channels, and social networks, and will be presented in English and Spanish. All of this in order to reach Mexicans and those who are in Hispanic origin born in the U.S. Pedro Niembro of Mana Jones Global Strategies, a business consulting company, also said that during the event, the Hispanic market has a very strong interest in medical tourism, and assured that they attract more than 1 million patients into Mexico, most of them from the U.S., of course, which come in search of dental, ophthalmological, and cosmetic surgeries and other treatments. In more information, Volaris, the low-cost Mexican airline operating in Mexico, United States, and Central America, announced the launch of its 2 new routes from Reynosa, Tamaulipas, into the beautiful city of Cancun in the state of Quintana Roo, and the beautiful city of Guadalajara in the state of Jalisco, which will start operating next April 23rd of the current year, 2016. These 2 new routes reinforce the commitment of Volaris to continue offering greater connectivity to the city of Reynosa at a very low price. Miguel Aguíñiga, Senior Sales Manager of Volaris, commented, "Just 1 month ago, we announced the opening of Reynosa as a new Volaris station with our route to Mexico City, and now we are very much excited to integrate in such a short time 2 new routes toward Cancun and Guadalajara." With the opening of these 2 new flights, Volaris customers from the city of Reynosa in the northern states of Mexico may have a low-cost option for traveling to Guadalajara and be much closer to family and friends, avoiding long 15-hour trips by bus. And not only that, with our route to Cancun, northern clients may now travel directly into one of the most important tourist destinations in our country. So now there is absolutely no excuse not to visit the beautiful beaches of Cancun. In more information, from April 1st, 2016, any given oil company will now be able to import gasoline and diesel into the nation, implying a great improvement in terms of pricing. All of this, according to a statement given by the President of Mexico, Enrique Peña Nieto, during the inauguration of the International Energy Conference IHC Zero Week, which is held annually in Houston. Now, this measure was scheduled for 2017. However, the liberalization process began earlier on this year, 2016, with the release to allow third parties to sell fuel at service stations in Mexico. The entire process is expected to be concluded by the year 2018 with the total liberation of prices. This process will involve a strong private investment into Mexico, thus enabling strong competition in the fuel sector when prices are fully released in 2018. This measure, in addition to the bidding for the exploration of deposits in deep waters of the Gulf of Mexico, which actually took place back in December 2015, are clear signs that the energy reform is proceeding properly and successfully. These liberalizing reforms mark the very first entry of private capital in Mexico's oil sector after about 8 decades of state monopoly, and the present president says that it is actually time to keep moving forward because the world is relying and investing in our beautiful country, Mexico. Moving along to more information, and now for Mexico's economic indicators. The market Mexico's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, the PMI, came in at a 52.2 in January of 2016, which is lower than the 52.4 in the previous month, but slightly above the market expectations of 52 closed. Production volumes and employment eased while new orders grew the very most in 9 months. Manufacturing PMI in Mexico averaged at 53.13 from 2012 up until the year to date 2016, reaching an all-time high of 57.10 in December of 2012 and a record low of 49.70 in July of 2013. Mexico has an export-oriented economy. Mexico's main exports are manufactured products with 83% of the total shipments, and oil products with 13%. Among manufactured products, automobiles have actually been gaining great importance and now account for around 26% of the total shipments. Mexico's main export partners is the U.S., of course, with 80% shipments, followed by Canada with 3%. Now, in Mexico, the monthly survey of business opinion, the IMOE, measures the expectations of business executives regarding production, capacity utilization, employment, and inventories in the short, medium, and long run. The survey also trials the expectations concerning the general economic environment and how it may affect business activity. The IMOE has a national coverage, and it's measured on a scale of 0 to 100, where levels above 50 indicate optimism, neutrally with 50 points, and below 50, pessimism. Now, business confidence in Mexico increased up to 53.01 in January from the 52.15 in December of 2015. Business confidence in Mexico averaged at 52.06 from 2004 up until today, 2016, reaching an all-time high of 62.30 in March of 2006 and a record low of 41.24 in December of 2008. Now, this current year, 2016, the business confidence in Mexico is on average, since many companies and foreign investments are flowing into the nation, thus generating higher confidence in the sector. Sadly, this was all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you were watching Breaking News by Mexico News Network. I'm your host, Elisa Carballo, and we'll be glad to see you next time. Remember to follow us on social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to our website for more information, not only on Mexico's business sector, but also in tourism, business, science, and so much more. We'll see you next time.